All right, hold on. Hold. All right, here we go. Hit. Hey, what's up, everyone? Just want to share some cool new tech that I've been playing around with for the past couple days. When I saw the new Hex Bloom support that GGG was adding to the game, I was immediately curious as soon as it was announced, to the point where I actually directly asked Bex, is this going to be intended to work with Profane Bloom? And she asked the dev team, and I got confirmation that this is a known interaction. I didn't have to worry about it being nerfed or anything. It is going to be in the game. So this is like kind of some hidden tech that I was really, really excited about, and it works even better than expected. Hopefully that little intro clip really, shows what it's capable of doing. It really brings back that old feeling of Herald of Ice, chaining, freezing the whole game, and exploding. GGG doesn't like the game freezing down like that, so I wouldn't be surprised if they nerf that. But the interaction of the explosions and all that, if they get that optimized, it sounds like they knew that that was going to happen in the game. So what's going on here? What Hex Bloom does is it will transfer the curses to all enemies in a range when a hexed enemy dies. And a range of 30 units is a lot. It is big. It is very, very big. If you think of your regular like Ignite Prolif, those little circles, that is about 15 units. This is twice as much. So when an enemy dies with a hex on it, it will go to a gigantic radius, and we could demonstrate this very easily. So Hex Bloom supports the base curse, so you have to put it on the curse, and then also the initial curse that you manually cast. That's the one that's going to prolif. The ones that have already proliferated, those will not continue to prolif. So it's not like a perfect constant chain explosion. It's not a full like Asnas Gentle Touch, but since it has a range of 30 units, that is a very gigantic amount. And then if you already have really good coverage with something like Bane to apply them, and you have really good increased AoE, that's okay. It's already going to get hit your full screen. All right, so this guy over here, you see that, right? So the guy was over here, and I killed the enemies over here, and it did the full prolif all the way over there. So anyway, hopefully that was at least good enough of a demonstration that you're able to see that the hexes will proliferate that far. Now, why is that good? With the now buffed Profane Bloom, this used to be 40%, cursed enemies you or your minions kill have now a 50% chance to explode for 1/4 of their maximum life as chaos damage. And so if we have the equivalent of 300% increase just generic or chaos damage, that is 100% of the monster's life, which is very average and accessible for all builds. Anything on top of that is even more damage, which will create, gigantic explosions. So white monsters can even kill, blue, and then blue can kill rare monsters pretty easily because of the amount of damage scaling that you have. And that's why Profane Bloom is just so darn good. Now, this, in addition to Herald of Ash, this gets asked all the time, why are you using Herald of Ash with Bane? I don't use it all the time. This is only when I'm trying to map very quickly, get really, really big explosions, and clear very quickly. What Herald of Ash does, it will burn the enemy based on the amount of overkill damage. Now, what happens here is since Profane Bloom is hitting so hard, 1/4 of the monster's life that is scaled, that overkill damage will actually trigger a very strong Herald of Ash. Even if we don't have any elemental or fire damage scaling, the Herald of Ash actually just ends up to be very, very strong. And then that with the Hex Bloom will then, it's just going to keep proliferating, and all three of these things are going to work together. The curses will proliferate before the Profane Bloom kills the next monster. So it kind of happens simultaneously. And so the curse will already be on the next monster. And then if the Profane Bloom and or the Herald of Ash kills that next monster, since Profane Bloom is just a basic buff, in the background, if that next monster is already cursed and dies, 50% chance for that monster to explode. Now, you can also scale this even more by going to Unspeakable Gifts on a large Chaos Cluster Duel. That's 10% more chance to explode. You can also, if you really want to lean into it, you can use Obliteration Wands, which is even more chance to explode. You could get this nearly to 100% chance to explode. In addition, there is also, I believe it is Divergent Bane, which will also give you an additional 10% chance to explode, or 15 to 20% if you have additional quality on it. So yeah, it is just a very satisfying, great way to they get that old school Herald of Ice explosion. Now, a little bit of the downside there is we do have to sacrifice one of our support gems. I've been dropping Controlled Destruction. So, I am losing, 39% more damage multiplier right here, which, feels kind of bad, but it's really not a big deal. As always, when we're clearing around, like, I think Bane with this configuration, we're down to like 400, 500,000 DPS. It's enough. And my other skills are still doing really good damage. Yeah, I just looked. My Blight is up to 3.8 million DPS by itself. So, I can do enough damage with my other skills. If Bane isn't immediately killing the monster, I toss a little Blight on there and it's doing plenty of damage. Man, speaking of Bane, I have now corrupted 18 Banes and I've never hit level 21 yet this league. Ugh, feels bad. And then just a little bit of an additional demonstration. Here's a 96% quant Defiled Cathedral. And then, yeah, it just feels and, in my opinion, looks pretty good. You get that old school feel of, those big Hail of Ice pops. And in fact, it is just significantly stronger. Man, you pop in that entire strong box. The clear is really, really good, really fast. My full investment on this build is around 4 to 5 divines or so. This is a very easily budget accessible way to clear and explode stuff really, really quickly. All right, let me spawn all these guys and we'll do a little bit of the screen freezing explosion. That's actually something that I wish. This does the opposite of what I want. The detonation chain's slower. I wish it was just faster. That was a weird set of notes here. But anyway. There we go. Really nice, in my opinion. Accessible, big, clean, fun explosions on a budget. I think that'll demonstrate it to you guys pretty well. But yeah, just want to keep this short and sweet, show you guys what I've been playing around with this league, how much fun I've been having. This is shaping up to potentially be my favorite league of all time, especially as they're starting to tweak the league mechanic. The Sanctum feels a little uncomfortable, feels a little weird when you first start playing it. But honestly, once you start getting better at it, you're always making it to floors 3 and 4. It's starting to feel really, really good. I don't know, like 1 or 2 more tiny little tweaks. And I don't know, it could rival Ultimatum for me. I'm really, really liking it. Such a different way to play, and it's really rewarding for leaning into it and getting better at it. So yeah, anyway, little demonstration of a fun little thing I've been playing around with. I can't wait to continue blowing up the entire screen. And then hopefully none of this is concerning the GGG. No snitching anybody. Don't tell them. This is just fun, cheap, easy explosions. But anyway, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Goodbye.